Awesome. There we go. I think I've managed to get YouTube and Facebook up and running. So here we are. A big thank you to Tyler for setting us up today for our My Sewing Room Facebook, YouTube interactions today. So that's absolutely wonderful. All right, you guys, we didn't have anything going on yesterday because we were closed for Remembrance Day, November 11th. So today's going to be kind of a smushy show. We'll smush some of Monday Minute in with Twisted Tuesday, and we'll get everything all going today and let you know how this week is going to lay out and what we're doing today. It's kind of fun. I'm missing my buddy today. Chelsea is away, so I'm sorry you're stuck with just me on a Twisted Tuesday. Good morning, Tina. So nice of you to sign in. All right, so today, of course, is Twisted Tuesday, and I would like to do a special shout out to some of the ladies who have commented, that have watched, that have come in and said hi and done all of those wonderful things for me. Anyways, so shout out on this Twisted Tuesday to Veronica N, Sandra B, Deb K, Helen O, Denise B, Tina B, who's here, Nancy C, Sandy A, Ann L, Chris L, Carol D, Ruth C, Glenda I, Loanne F, Michelle G, and Judy Van O. That's wonderful. Anyways, yes, we have so much fun on Facebook, doing Facebook and YouTube, that we hope you enjoy it as well. And we thank you for your participation in liking us, loving us, sending us comments, and sharing with everybody. So that is marvelous. All right. So Twisted Tuesday, I think we should just start with a little background. So during the month of October, Chelsea and I had been working on a quilt called the Meowgical Night. And this quilt was one of the kits that Dawn has put together for us. It was adorable. It had the cat panel called Happy Halloween, and then we added some borders to it. And the kit, of course, told us 3 different ways that you could punch up your panel. The first one was the straight checkerboard on the side. There was also one that looked like zipper teeth. And then the one that we worked on, of course, were the half square triangles. And you know that both Chelsea and I love our half square triangles. So, of course, this is the one that we were trying to mimic. All right, so we did that. We built it with you on Facebook. So if you want to go back to our Facebook and YouTubes for October, you can find the Meowgical Night quilt kit. And then we decided we needed to take it to the long armors and get it long armed. So we did a special show where we did an intake of the quilt and showed you how My Sewing Room would intake it. So morning, Ruth C, how you doing? So that's what we did. So I'll just show you that on the close-up over here. So when you come into My Sewing Room, Kyle does a few things. Sometimes it's Kyle, sometimes it's Doris, sometimes it will be one of the floor people as well, because we all do take them in at any given time, depending on how busy everyone is. So the first things they ask, of course, is for your name and your phone number, the intake date, and when we might need it by. And that is a rush thing. So this right now during Christmas, of course, you're expecting it to be back in time for you to finish binding it and ship it or whatever you need to do with the quilt. So that's very important that we need to know when it has to be completed by. Good morning, Chris. Good morning, Glenda. Very nice of you to join us. So that's the first thing we did. The other thing is, do you consent to have your quilt photographed and used in media or marketing presentations? So you can say no and then initial, or you can say yes and initial. So I did that. Then we took out our measuring tape and we measured the top of the quilt. We gave a description as to what it was and if it was directional. And in this case, it was definitely directional. It had a panel on it. Then we did the quilt backing. So we measured how that was. It was not a directional backing, so we said that. And then it was tone on tone black pumpkin. So we described what it looked like. Then we decided upon what kind of batting would I use, and we looked at all the different battings, and there was quite a few different ones that we could have selected, but I went with our regular number 4 cotton, which we call Select. And then, of course, we had to figure out what color thread looked the best on it. And in the end, we picked a dark gold. And I think it just looks really good. And then we also picked out a design. And this is an all-over design. So we picked out whether we wanted it to be tight, average, or loose. And that's what we decided was just an average, all-over pumpkin patch design. I could have at that point had it custom quilted, or I could have had it bound, or they would happily have made my backing for me or pressed it or done anything else that needed, but I was good with that. So then our intake we signed and the staff signed. So then it was ready to go to the long armor. All right. So that is what we did when we first had the quilt services intake sheet. All right, now when we pick it up, I guess I should have kept us on the other one. Let me go back to close up for a second. So when you get it back, you're going to get it back all nice and folded, tied up, ready to go, ready to be picked up. You'll have all of the intake information. And then on the back, it will have some costs for quilting and things like that, and any messages or any information that we needed. And then at the very bottom, we would sign it out. But first, we need to see what our quilt really looked like. So let's admire some of Kyle's handiwork. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's untie it, take our string off, and of course there's going to be some excess batting. There'll be a little bit of excess fabric as well, because it was a little wider than one width, so we had to do 2 widths. Now I'm just undoing it, and we're going to have a look at, there's the top. All right. So this is what the quilt looks like now that we have applied the stitching to it. And it's really pretty. But that's what it looks like with the pattern. And this is what it looks like on the back. And I'll show you close up how wonderful the stitching is and what a great job Kyle did. Okay, but I just thought that's what it looked like. Okay, back to our close-up camera, so I can show you the beautiful design that we picked, which was a kind of a pumpkin design with swirls. So I don't know if we can get this close enough for you to see. There's spiders and cats. But in here, there are swirls of pumpkins, followed by loops and more pumpkins and whatnot. And I just love the way it just didn't show too much through the white areas, but look at how it stood out on the black and gray and orange areas, and how pretty that stitching is and how even and wonderful. All right, I want to show you the back because the design will show up even better on the back. All right. Oh, and there's our Kyle. Hi, Kyle. Kyle's just going by. So this is the back, and you can probably see the pattern a little bit better on the black, the charcoal, And we used that goldy orange thread, which made it look so pretty. But there's all the cute little pumpkins and swirls. And it turned out absolutely marvelous. And when I look at it, because we selected the same fabric or same thread, front and back, there was no little pilling or anything. It looks absolutely beautiful. He did a marvelous job. So when you come to pick up your quilt, we have you lay it out on a table somewhere where you can look at it and admire it front to back and make sure it's exactly what you wanted. If it isn't, then of course we need to make it so. But for this one, Kyle did a fabulous job. I think he deserves a round of applause. Woohoo! Yes, and hi Sandy and Tina. I think those selections that Chelsea and I made definitely worked out, and the stitching that Kyle put in, it's going to be a fun project. I don't know if I told you what I was making this for, but let's finish taking it out. All right, so now that we've gone through it and we've looked at it, then the last step of this process, of course, is to sign off and say, oh, I like it. So on the sheet then, we would sign it here, saying, yes, I looked at it. Yes, it's great. Today's date, which is November 12th. And then the staff who shows it to you or helps you check it out would sign here. And then this and your quilt go to the front of the store. And then you pay for it. Woohoo! So Sandy Flame has a little bit of paying to do today. So I think what Sandy Flame will do is to do a little bit of shopping today. Wasn't that terrible? Yes, I know. Even the staff do shopping. We do. And we sure have fun when we do it. All right. So that is how the quilt is brought to the store, checked in on the intake sheet, how we get it done, how you look at it, and how we sign it out. And then you take it to the front cash and pay for it. So that is the last part of the quilt pickup at my sewing room. So I just wanted to mention that Kyle and Doris's are our long armers, and they do a marvelous job. So if you need something quilted, by all means, bring it in. If you have taken a registration certification course, you can always do your own quilting, and that is absolutely up to you. You book your time and come in, and either Doris or Kyle, or sometimes even Deb, depending on when we have you booked in for, will help you set up and make sure that there's always someone there to help you in case of any problems. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention is that we have a long arm registration, a certification, long arm renter certification class coming up, and that's going to be on Monday, November 25th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So Doris is teaching this one. I think Kyle will be watching because eventually he might take over the training. But so this one will be Doris. It's on Monday the 25th, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's $150 plus tax. It's a wonderful opportunity to try out a long arm to see if you would like to do long arming, or it's also a great time to try out the machine and think, you know, I really want one of these at my house at home. And I think that would be just marvelous. Anyway, so that's coming up on Monday, November 25th, Long Arm Renter Certification class. So that's my story about our long arm area and how it runs and what you need to do with your quilts for intake and pickup and certification and all of that wonderful stuff. So let me just say now that I have a few announcements. So that's our Twisted Tuesday part of this show. So let me talk about what Monday Minute would look like. So if we had been able to bring you Monday Minute, I would have told you on Facebook and YouTube today we are doing the quilt pickup at my sewing room. So, and that's what we just did for Twisted Tuesday. Now on Wacky Wednesday, we are going to be doing Last Minute Dash. So Chelsea and I will be presenting you with a few really good ideas to get you over that, I need a present for this person. I need to do this. This is a last minute thing. We're going to show you a few products that might help you get over that last minute dash to Christmas. Anyway, so that is on Wacky Wednesday. Now, just for something fun and totally different, Chelsea and I on Tomfoolery Thursday will be presenting the, and I have to say this if I get it right, furoshiki fabric wrapping. And to me, it's kind of like doing the paper folding, but with fabric. And we're going to show you how to do some basic fold. And that's on the 14th. So I'm not sure what's going to happen on the 15th for Facebook or YouTube because, woohoo, we have something special going on Friday. So this is something that anybody could come and do at the store. There's always lots of room. It's Friday, November 15th, and it's called Let's Get Threaducated. Lightweight legends this time. So we're going to be talking about a few of the wonderful threads that they consider the lightweight, like the deco bob and things. Anyways, that presentation will be by Bernadette. And so far I have heard nothing but great responses to her first one, which was the 101, Threaducation 101, which is the basics about all threads. So whether you use Wonderfill or not, the information she's providing is fantastic. So that's on Friday. It's only $10 to come and do it here at the store with her. And that is from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 on the Friday. All right, yay, so that's what this week will look like. Now, I don't know if many people are interested, but we do host a group here called Calgary Sews. They work with people that like to sew with variety of fabrics. They make a variety of clothing items or bags or purses or whatnots, but they get together once a month. And so on Saturday, November 16th, we have our Calgary Sews meetup, and they will be at the store from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So over the lunch hour, they'll be here at the store having their meetup. And I don't know if you have to call them or about the meeting and come and tell them you're coming, but you can check their website. It's called Calgary Sews. So that kind of rounds out this week on our Monday Minute. And as always, I like to do announcements and tell you what to look forward to. And there's two things that are coming up, one this month and one right at the beginning of December that might be of interest to you. The first one is on Friday, November 22nd. It is called Anything But Basics Trunk Show. And our friends Rob and April will be here from Trentex to show you some wonderful things that's been made using their basics. And then, of course, there are usually some giveaways and door prizes and all sorts of information for you. And that is on Friday, November 22nd from 10:30 to 12:30. And that's Rob and April. It's only $5 to come and do it. It's kind of fun, and we always have a good time with Rob and April when they do things. Now, this Anything But Basics Trunk Show, and we've started getting in some of the fabrics and some of the bundles that they're going to use for this Anything But Basics Trunk Show for their contests. So the Anything But Basics contest. There's our two different quilts that you can, quilts that you can make. There's prizes, and I think, if I'm understanding it correctly, the winner goes off to Quilt Canada and showed at the show. So for more information about that whole process, give us a call at the store, 403 252-3711, and that's to register. You can register online at mysewingroom.ca, or you can come and visit us, and we can show you some of those basics and the basic bundles that we've gotten in, and you can register at that time in person. So that's kind of fun. Woohoo! All right, one more announcement before I let you go for today, and that is that we have something called Giving Tuesday. It's coming up on Tuesday, December 3rd. It runs from 10:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. There's no charge for this, but this is making purses for the Powerful group. It is a group that supports individuals in other countries by making purses to keep their menstrual products in, so that they can feel more powerful about who they are and what's happening. So anyways, that is free of charge, but there's only 16 spots. And I know this morning when I looked at some of the registrations, I saw at least 2 for that. So if you're interested in helping out for Giving Tuesday, check the Powerful website. It should be linked in our newsletter, and check out what they're looking for you to make and do. The patterns are there. They also tell you that you need to bring your own sewing machine, sewing kit, thread. We have fabrics here. They are more upholstery, more type of fabrics like that to make very sturdy, heavy purses. However, if you have a beautiful piece of fabric that you would like to use, by all means, please bring it. But if you need more information, check our website, mysewingroom.ca, for Giving Tuesday. And if it's something that you wish to participate in, please get registered. Sooner the better, because as I say, there's only 16 spots, because that's all the tables we have available. All right. Well, my goodness, everybody, thank you for hanging in there for a crash course. Nancy C., how you doing, girl? Crash course on Monday Minute, Twisted Tuesday, and the announcements of what's happening this week and this month. Anyways, that's all I have to say today. And you know, I love to talk and hear my own voice. But here you go. That's our thing for today. And I hope that you can join us tomorrow on either Facebook or YouTube and do the last minute dash. Christmas is a-coming. Here it comes. Anyways, everybody have a wonderful day. Catch you tomorrow if we can. If not, you have a great week. Thanks, everybody. Let's